Transatlantinio bendradarbiavimo partnerystės susitikimą čia Vilniuje. Tai yra tikrai stiprus signalas iš Jungtinių Amerikos valstijų. Ir džiugu, kad šis renginys vyksta būtent Europoje. Pirmasis vyko Houstone šių metų kovo mėnesį. Ir turime šios partnerystės iniciatorių, energetikos sekretorių Rick Perry. Ir būtent šiandien turėjome puikią progą įsitikinti, kokios yra bendradarbiavimo galimybės. Tai būtent Vidurio ir Rytų Europos šalių su Jungtinėmis Amerikos valstijomis. Šis formatas, kuris buvo, iš esmės, jo idėja atsirado prieš metus laiko. Šiandien šiam susitikimui buvo keliamas tikslas labai aiškus, tai yra sutarti dėl konkrečių priemonių, konkrečių veiksmų planų, kaip tas bendradarbiavimas toliau turėtų būti vystomas. Turime 4 darbo grupės. Tai yra infrastruktūros, energetinio saugumo, branduolinės energetikos, atsinaujinančių išteklių ir energetinio efektyvumo. Tai yra dėl tokių darbo grupių jau buvo nuspręsta iš anksto. Šiandien buvo kalbamasi apie konkrečius veiksmų planus kiekvienoje iš tų darbo grupių. Kai kuriuose darbas dar tęsiasi, jisai tęsis. Ir svarbu pastebėti, kad bent jau 2 darbo grupėse, kuriuose vyko diskusija, mes matome, kad mūsų tikslas yra iš esmės pasiektas. Tai turime konkrečius aptartus veiksmų planus, kas bus daroma toliau. Antras dalykas, galbūt akcentuočiau 2 mitus, kuriuos pavyko sulaužyti šios konferencijos, šio renginio ministerinio susitikimo dalyviams. Tai yra pirmas mitas iš esmės susijęs su tuo, kad Jungtinės Amerikos valstijos ir Europos Sąjunga galbūt šiek tiek ir konkuruoja dėl energetinio saugumo Vidurio ir Rytų Europoje. Tai galiu užtikrintai pasakyti, kad iš renginio mes turime labai aiškiai išvadą, kad energetinio saugumo klausimuose visiems tikrai yra daug darbų, tai yra tiek Vidurio ir Rytų Europos šalims atskirai, tiek kartu su Europos komisija, Europos Sąjungos bendradarbiavime, tiek atsiranda naujų erdvių, būtent dirbant su Jungtinėmis Amerikos valstijomis. Tai tikrai tą galima aiškiai užtikrinti, kad mes galbūt turime skirtingus valstybių narių pasirengimo tempus, bet yra tikrai daug erdvės Jungtinėms Amerikos valstijoms bendradarbiauti su Vidurio ir Rytų Europos šalimis. Antrasis mitas, tai iš esmės susijęs su tuo, kad Jungtinės Amerikos valstijos yra tik tai dujų eksportuotojos ir iš esmės taip dujos yra labai svarbu. Ir iš esmės mes matome pokyčius, kurie vyksta globaliuose dujų rinkose. Tai būtent per pastaruosius metus, nuo praeitų metų iki šiemet, dujų eksporto galimybės buvo išplėstos 4 kartus. Per artimiausius metus planuojame padidinti dujų eksportą Jungtinės Amerikos valstijos dar 2 kartus. Ir mes matome labai konkrečią išraišką globaliuose dujų rinkose. Tai yra rekordiškai sumažėjusi dujų kaina. Tai be to, kad dujos yra svarbu, tikrai matome, kad su Jungtinėmis Amerikos valstybėmis yra nemažesnis potencialas bendradarbiauti mokslinių tyrimų, inovacijų, atsinaujinančių energijos išteklių srityse. Tos grupės, jų darbas dar tebevyks, bet akivaizdu, kad vertindami Jungtinių Amerikos energetinio saugumo darbotvarkę Vidurio ir Rytų Europai, turime įvertinti ir šias naujasias erdves. Ir tai turbūt vėlgi tam tikras pavyzdys ir įrodymas, kad mūsų ES aukšti atsinaujinančių energijos išteklių tikslai taip pat gali būti lengviau pasiekiami, jeigu mes turėsime konkrečias bendradarbiavimo formas su Jungtinėmis Amerikos valstybėmis. Tai suma sumarum iš tiesų turime labai svarbų renginį ir aš manau, kad būtent šis renginys, kuris vyko Lietuvoje, būtent ministerinis susitikimas, žymės naują atskaitos tašką partnerystės transatlantiniam bendradarbiavimui procese. Ir jau kito susitikimo metu, po metų, mes turėsime labai konkrečius ir apčiuopiamus bendradarbiavimo rezultatus.
Mr. Minister, thank you for your kind words and more importantly, your hospitality and your commitment to developing an energy strategy for this part of Europe. I think today is a continual effort and a continual commitment by the United States and our partners and allies in this part of the country. We literally just left a trilat between Poland and Ukraine and the United States, in which we were continuing to discuss opportunities to develop the energy resources and to distribute those energy resources to this part of the world. So again, I do appreciate the Lithuanian, Latvian, Estonian meeting that we had earlier to discuss both the challenges, but also the opportunities to develop these energy resources. The United States finds ourselves in this very unique position relative to even a decade ago because of the natural resources that through innovation and technology we've been able to develop, and to share those resources with a world that has substantial energy needs, and also to be able to be a good partner in the distribution of those resources in an area that has historically been restricted all too often to one source of energy, and that's obviously Russian gas. So to give the citizens of Europe this option of having other gas resources, and obviously, the Qataris, Australians, there's a number of folks who make this market competitive. One of the interesting facts over the last 12 months that I heard was from Fatih Birol, the executive director of the International Energy Agency. And Fatih shared with us that because of this competition in Europe, because there are now multiple sources, multiple routes, and more to come, that the European citizen has saved $1 billion in the last year. And that's nothing but good, Mr. Minister, for the citizens, I think, for the region to know that they have the opportunity to have energy security, energy independence, and in turn, the economic security that comes with that as well. So we're very committed to working with Central and Eastern Europe, and as they chart their energy futures, enhance their economic and national security, and just greater energy security is a good thing for all the citizens of this region. And we talked about obviously the LNG side of this, but we also discussed cybersecurity and how to and giving some assistance to the allies in this region from the standpoint of making sure that their grid is secure from cyber attacks. We talked about October the 21st, this coming 21st of October in Brussels. We'll have a small modular reactor conference, a way to deliver energy in relatively small plants, substantially more economic plants, safer plants, and for those that are truly committed about the environment, concerned about the environment, having that zero emission source of gas, when you complement that with the lower emissions that you get from LNG, there's a good message there about what we're working on. And then I'll conclude with talking about the discussions that we've had on infrastructure. And again, Lithuania with a LNG facility here, and your ability to supply gas to the north, to the west, to the south, all of that makes abundant good sense. So the infrastructure side of this, the interconnects, very productive meetings today with men and women who truly share our vision and our goal of a Europe that has multiple energy sources is moving right along, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So with that, I'm going to let Shaylin Hines kind of, if you'll open up I'll let you be in charge. How about that?
Sounds good.
Great. Thank you.
Right here?
Mr. Secretary, do you have a comment on the reports that Mr. Trump said that you pushed him to make the call to Ukrainian president despite President Trump's reservations? And also political reports that you are due to step down. Is that true?
Okay, let me answer the first one. That one is true. And I've been going to Ukraine for the last two administrations. Met with President Poroshenko back in 2018. I represented the United States as head of delegation at the inaugural of President Zelensky, and had multiple conversations with men and women in Ukraine, both administrations, about how can the United States help them become more energy independent, and here are the things that you need to do so that a person like me could recommend to energy experts that you should invest in Ukraine. I think it's important for people to understand Ukraine historically was this great resource, both in oil and gas. I mean, great potential in that country. Because of corruption, because of the lack of transparency in their record keeping, for instance, it became known as a place that you might not want to do business there. And that was the message day in and day out back to both the leadership in Ukraine, but the previous administration and the current one. And for the President of the United States to be comfortable that, Mr. President, you can feel assured that this country is headed in the right direction. And we became very comfortable with the Zelensky administration that was the case. And a host of conversations with leaders across the scope, if you will. And absolutely, I asked the President multiple times, Mr. President, we think it is in the United States and in Ukraine's best interest that you and the President of Ukraine have conversations, that you discuss the options that are there. So absolutely yes. Second one, answer is no. I'm here. I'm serving. They've been writing the story that I was leaving the Department of Energy for at least 9 months now, Ziggy. One of these days, they'll probably get it right. But it's not today. It's not tomorrow. It's not next month. So anyway, they'll keep saying it, and one day you'll be right.
All right, next. Right here?
Mr. Perry, you mentioned...
Sorry, I was the front row. Yep. Introduce yourself.
I'm Anatol Benishis from Baltic News Services Agency. Mr. Secretary, Lithuanian officials said they raised the issue of Belarus nuclear power plant in conversations with you. Have Lithuanian officials convinced you that the nuclear power plant, which is being built 50 kilometers from here, is unsafe, that it breaches safety standards? And do you support Lithuanian position trying to impose an embargo on its energy? Ministre, jau galėtumėt papildyti, ko jūs tikitės iš šią administracijos klausimą?
You want me to go first? Yes, we discussed it. I think any concerns about a power plant that is, and I'm going to repeat their claims, if I may. I've not been there. I've not researched this, so I'll parrot what I was shared both with the President and others, that there's concern about the safety of the construction of the plant. There's a reason that we have an international Atomic Energy Agency. And that agency's role is to make sure that facilities like that do meet the international standards. So I would, recommend to the leadership of Lithuania that certainly be one of the ways that they draw attention to this. And, our goal is not to negotiate the construction of a nuclear power plant in Europe, and I certainly would leave that to the leadership of the country and talking to the people in Belarus and the IAEA. So that would be my. I think we all want to see a substantial, both safe, economical nuclear energy program in different countries in the world. We hopefully will be bringing some of the newest technology to bear from the United States and our national labs that are working with the private sector on some of these opportunities. Again, I welcome all of you to Brussels on the 21st of October to engage in that effort there. But Mr. Minister, I'll let you have the rest of that.
Aš lietuviškai gal tada, tai iš esmės taip galiu patvirtinti, kad ši tema buvo viena pagrindinių visose susitikimuose. Kalbėjome apie įvairias priemonės ir iš esmės sakyčiau taip, kad kai kurios priemonės nėra naujos, kai kurios galbūt yra šiek tiek turi ir naujų atspalvių, bet akivaizdu, kad kai kurie elementai, aš manau, mes juos tikrai išbandysime, kiek jie bus veiksmingi pamatysime, bet tikrai turim užtikrinimą ir matymą Jungtinių valstijų, kad branduolinės saugos klausimais tikrai turime didžiulę JAV paramą ir, kaip žinia, turime daug nepadarytų darbų. Aš kalbu tiek apie stres testų įgyvendinimą, tiek apie Tarptautinės atominės energetikos agentūros veiksmus. Tai ta darbotvarkė yra tikrai aktuali. Be abejo, turime suprasti, kad nėra vieno veiksmo ar vieno sprendimo, kuriuo mes išspręstume šią problemą. Tai mes kalbam apie kompleksą priemonių. Ir aš pasitikiu Jungtinių Amerikos valstijų administraciją ir tikiuosi, kad tai taip pat šis paramos faktorius bus papildomas veiksnys, pirmiausia, tarptautiniuose formatuose, kalbantis ir sprendžiant šią problemą.
Right here.
Did you push for changes on the board of naphtha gas in Ukraine, as has been suggested in the report today? And considering as we're here in Lithuania, which is home to the floating regasification terminal, which could prove to be a model for the Black Sea Odessa regasification terminal, which was recently revived in 2017, have you been party to any private or public conversations on that with various stakeholders?
Yeah, let me address the first question that you asked. We get asked for our recommendations about people who are experts in various areas. We've talked about, I'm not sure whether we have in this trip or not, but folks who have expertise in particular areas. Obviously, having been the governor of the state of Texas, I know a lot of people in the energy industry that are very good at upstream work. I think some of the initial conversations that we had in Ukraine were about upstream, the E&P, the exploration and production side of the oil and gas industry that had really fallen off there, all the way down to the midstream side, of which the government of Ukraine did in fact ask us for, who are the people that can help come and modernize. I think one of the conversations was, are there some people that you could recommend to us that the folks who are going to come and to fund the modernization of the midstream effort, the pipeline side of the effort, And, we gave them names. We gave them names from the private sector that we know, names that are, I give you an example, people who are considered to be some of the really best knowledgeable folks in the oil and gas industry. Mr. Jurgen, who has a conference every year. Daniel Jurgen's one of the most knowledgeable people that I know. Carlos Pascual, I think, was the ambassador to Ukraine. Another incredibly brilliant, knowledgeable. So, and I do that with, if the minister asks me, give me the name of somebody that you think would be a knowledgeable person in the LNG side of it, I give you a number of names. But the idea that the AP story basically said that we said you put these people on there is just not correct. That was totally dreamed up story, the best I can tell. We gave recommendations at the request of the Ukrainian government, and will continue to. If they ask us, who's someone that would be good to recognize to work with us on this interconnect between Poland and Ukraine, I'll give them some recommendations.
Did those recommendations include Michael Blazer?
I don't recall. I've known Michael for years. Michael lives in Kyiv. Best I can tell, he's a really brilliant, capable businessman who I would recommend him for a host of different things in Kyiv because he knows the country. He's from there, so why not? I would be stunned if someone said that you would eliminate Michael Blazer from a recommendation of people you ought to talk to about how to do business in the country, whether they're knowledgeable. I'd be remarkable that I didn't say, talk to Michael.
Can I ask you about the LNG regasification?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. I kind of got off on this other not more interesting, but more fascinating one.
Would you like me to remind you of the question? It was essentially
Yeah.
which conversation?
Yeah, did we have any conversations about floating LNG terminals in the Black Sea? And actually, we talked about them in the Baltic as well with our Polish counterpart. So we try to cover the watershed. Listen, the United States has, as I said in my remarks, is really blessed to have this resource. We hope that we can be a part of, and that's not to say that the Qataris and the Australians and others that develop their gas resources can't take advantage of this as well. But the United States is in a unique place because we are the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world. And the ability to bring that into Europe, and it makes abundant good sense to come in from the north, to come in from the south, to come in from Croatia, for instance, which is another, I think there's the opportunity to build a plant over there. So all of that is in Europe's best interest, to have multiple choices, multiple routes, diversity of fuels, diversity of supplies.
Specifically, though, just the question was which discussions with private and public stakeholders were you privy to?
Help me understand what your question is, because I have conversations about in the private sector. I can't tell you that did somebody come up to me at a meeting and say, hey, we've got a floating LNG terminal that we would like to put into Croatia? And I would have said, great. Okay, Ukraine or Poland. And potentially, but again, I guess I'm missing the point here. People come to me all the time. People have come to me on this trip, both private sector and public sector types, with ideas and concepts. My job has never been to pick out a winner or a loser. Now, if it's something to do with Lithuania, then I would tell people, you ought to go talk to my friend Zygimantas. He is the Minister of Energy. He would be a good person to start a conversation with. I hope that is what the European partners, I hope that is what the American citizens that I work for expect me to do. I'm a Texas governor, former governor, and I know how to sell stuff. And my job is to go sell, first off, American product, because I think we are pretty good at what we do, but also, more importantly, you can count on us. We're going to be responsible. We're going to live up to contracts. We're going to respect rule of law, and we're going to be your ally, day in, day out.
All right, last question.
Lithuanian television, yeah.
Mr. Secretary, you just mentioned you know how to sell stuff. How would you sell LNG in this region how would in other words, how would American LNG compete with Russian gas in this region, since Russian gas is still cheaper by a third, and that's the main reason.
Here's what I would recommend to you. There is a price of freedom. People in this country know it better than most, because over the last 70 years, both from the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany, this region of Europe has lost their freedom. What's freedom worth? Is freedom worth a few more euros of gas? And with that said, I will suggest to you over the course of the next few months and few years that because of the extraordinary development of the natural gas and in turn the LNG product coming out of the United States, I mean, it is estimated that we're going to double the amount of gas available in the next 24 months, with the potential of doubling it again in the next 2 to 3 years. So we know what happens with that type of supply in the marketplace. Continues to drive down the cost. So the argument that the Russians make that somehow or another their gas is cheaper, it's probably a short-lived brag, even if that's the truth today. And I'm not sure that's the truth today. So the point is, gas going forward, U.S. gas is going to be competitive with anybody in the world. And the question you got to ask yourself, who do you want to buy your gas from? A country who has a record of cutting that gas off from time to time to meet their political needs, or from the United States that's going to be a loyal partner and ally? Would you like to respond?
Aš tiesiog noriu papildyti. Iš esmės mes turime situaciją, kuomet SGD terminalas sukuria pasirinkimo galimybės ir galime importuoti dujas iš ten, kur yra konkurencingiausia kaina. Ir šiandien būtent vyksta toks procesas ir čia ir dabar, šiais metais, mes esame liudininkai to proceso, būtent apie ką kalbėjo sekretorius Perry, būtent išaugusio dujų eksporto iš Jungtinių Amerikos valstijų. Šis išaugęs eksportas, nes šiais metais, būtent 2019 metais startavo 3 nauji suskystintų gamtinių dujų eksporto terminalai Jungtinėse Amerikos valstijose, būtent tai reiškia padidino būtent suskystintų gamtinių dujų pasiūlą pasaulyje ir dėl to krito kaina. Viena iš priežasčių būtent buvo padidėjęs JAF eksportas. Ir šiandien mes turime situaciją, kuomet dujų kaina mūsų rinkose yra praktiškai 2 kartus mažesnė, aš kalbu apie šios mėnesius konkrečiai, šią vasarą, 2 kartus mažesnė negu buvo praeitais metais. Tai yra turbūt geriausias įrodymas konkurencijos dėsnių, kurie vyksta. Kalbant apie sezoniškumus, be abejo, suskystintos gamtinės dujos yra pigesnis šiuo metu vasaros laikotarpiu, žiemą dar yra tam tikrų iššūkių, bet sekdami situaciją, kurią mes turime su lietuviškuoju terminalu, akivaizdu, kad pakankamai greitai sulauksime situacijos, kuomet ir žiemos laikotarpiu, tikiu, suskystintos gamtinės dujos bus netgi konkurencingesnės negu vamzdinės. Tai tokia yra rinkos konjunktūra ir natūralu, kad artimiausiu metu mes turėsime vos nedaugiau suskystintų gamtinių dujų negu vamzdinių dujų. Tai džiaugiuosi, kad Jungtinės Amerikos valstijos prie to prisideda būtent prie globalių rinkos pokyčių, o globalių rinkos pokyčių naudą jaučia ir jaus mūsų vartotojai. Just using the opportunity, and would like to thank Secretary Perry, Rick, for the idea of the partnership for transatlantic energy cooperation, and that this idea landed here in Vilnius. So I think that now this is the transformation of your ideas and the words into the real body. And we appreciate Lithuania to be the active partners of this cooperation scheme. And special thanks for this 3+1 initiative, which we launched yesterday, on the cooperation between the Baltic states and the US. This is really important for the cybersecurity things and other issues which we have discussed.
Well done. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.